Hello and welcome back here to Talk SCB, and yes, once again you are looking at a photo. I'll be back in front of the camera during the next game, guys. Unfortunately, the software that I use for that is not really been working in the last few days, so I haven't done the preview, but I am here for the review, and what a game it was. Very, very interesting before the game. Let's cut to all the pre-match talk, and it was dominated by Lionel Messi being left on the bench. Now, first of all, you're thinking, oh my god, what on earth is going to happen to us during this game? What on earth can we do without Lionel Messi? And then you take the step back and then you think, you know what, Lionel Messi's been travelling around a lot recently. He went all the way to Argentina. He played 2 friendly games over there. He travelled a lot there. He played matches. He had a lot of miles on the plane. And then he came home. And then there was the bigger thing, which was his girlfriend, having the baby, the second child that he's going to have. And that was just yesterday that happened. So clearly there is going to be some fatigue there. You don't know if he's been up all night with it. You know, you don't know the story behind it. So basically, I think it was a decision between Luis Enrique and Lionel Messi to maybe sit out the first half. Let's see how things are going in the second half, and then maybe we can introduce you in that second half. And Luis Enrique has actually come out after the game and he has confirmed those talks took place, because I think last season when Luis Enrique benched not only Messi but Messi and Neymar at the Anoeta, it was a bit different. When he did that last season, there was no discussion beforehand. It was Luis Enrique taking it upon himself to bench those players. This time he'd learned from that. He made the discussion with Lionel Messi. He talked over what was going to happen, and they together both agreed that it was best that he should start on the bench today. And it has to be said, in that first half, we weren't spectacular, we weren't incredible in front of goal, but we were very, very solid. You know, with Vermaelen at the back until he went off, which I'll come to in a minute. Sergio Roberto again was very good. Ter Stegen looked pretty composed. And in midfield, I thought we were really good. I thought Busquets won the ball back well. Iniesta was showing some really good signs. And then Rafinha, who'd been brought in to replace Messi, had a really good first half as well. He gave Felipe Luis some problems down that right-hand side. And we should have had a goal. We had a few penalty appeals, as we always seem to do in games. Once again today, none of those appeals were given. But certainly in front of goal we had some chances. Luis Suarez hit the bar. There was other chances as well. Neymar going through. And I thought in that first half we were pretty good. We were pretty solid. Atletico hardly had any chances in front of goal. So certainly that was 45 minutes well played from us. And it was good going into the second half, knowing then that we had Lionel Messi on the bench. And if we needed to change the game, he was certainly the man to do it. And I think certainly then in the second half, I thought Rakitic went off for Lionel Messi, and I didn't think Rakitic was actually that great today. Again, I think he's taken maybe a few games longer to get into the spin of things. You know, he's still getting at that match fitness that you get at the start of every season. He'll come into it a lot more recently. But I was really impressed with Rafinha. He played in the front three in the first half, and he was strong, he was good on the ball. And then in the second half, then he dropped into that midfield position, and he was really good again. Some very nice dribbles. He held onto the ball really well. He retained it. He had a good combination play with Iniesta and with Sergio Roberto on that right-hand side, and I was really, really impressed with what I saw from Rafinha today, because he came off the back of a great goal with Brazil against the USA in the international break, and I really, really thought that this is a big, big season for him, and it was another good performance today. Luis Suarez today, things didn't quite go his way, but what a pass, what a layoff that is to Lionel Messi for the goal. Brilliant, brilliant goal from Lionel Messi. But of course, before that, we had Fernando Torres, who broke through our defence. Matthew had to come on for Vermaelen, who went off. Hopefully that injury is just a strain or a pull of the hamstring or the calf. It didn't look very good when he went off, but I really do hope that it's nothing serious, because Vermaelen, again, in the first few minutes of those games against Atletico, really, really good performance, as he has been all season, and I really do hope that's nothing serious, because he's been really, really good and really, really solid in that back four. Machio came on. He had a few good things, but he's not somebody you'd rely on. He's not somebody you feel really confident when he's at the centre of defence. Mascherano had one of his poorer days at the office, which don't happen all that often, but it wasn't great from him today. And I thought for the goal as well, Ter Stegen's starting position wasn't ideal. He was a little bit too deep, and it's a bit unusual for him, really. I'm not sure whether he's maybe being a bit more cautious now because of what happened at San Mamés, but certainly he was very, very withdrawn, and he was very, very deep on his line when that ball is played in behind and Torres is running onto it. So interesting to see from that point of view. And then it was so, so important, because when you go a goal down at the Calderon, the fans are screaming. Simeone set his side up pretty defensively anyway, and Atletico then are really, really hard to break down. And that free kick on the edge of the box, you were thinking, right, there's no Messi. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Suarez? Is it going to be Messi? Is it going to be Rakitic? Is it going to be Neymar? And in the end, Matthew was stood over it, Neymar was stood over it, and you're thinking, go on then. Turn this game around. Do it now. You can produce on the big stage. This is a massive moment. And what a free kick. You see some free kicks that are taken where they take deflections, when the goalkeeper is a bit unsighted, and they just end up going in. That was not one of those free kicks. This is one of those free kicks that he's lined up perfectly. He's hit it so sweetly. It's gone in the top right-hand corner. There's no fault at all on Oblak's shoulders. It is just an unbelievably placed free kick and incredibly accurate from Neymar. And that was a huge, huge moment in that game. To hit back so quickly, to stop Atleti's momentum was so, so key in that game. And that gave us then the momentum going into when Lionel Messi came on. And like I say, what a goal. The build-up play was good. Plays it into the box. Luis Suarez, one touch away after Lionel Messi. He takes it in his stride, and then comes the clinical Lionel Messi finish, the trademark strike, a little dink over Oblak, and there is the goal that wins us the game. There is the goal that is dedicated to his new son Mateo, and what a brilliant win that is. We've gone to San Mamés, we've won, we've beaten Malaga at home, and now we've gone to the Vicente Calderon, a really, really difficult place to go, one of the most difficult places in Europe to go. We've won there, we've got 9 points out of 9, we've conceded 1 goal all season. We are doing brilliantly well with what we've got, because we've got injuries, we've got suspensions, we're doing really, really well, we're playing like a team, who understands their roles, who has that drive, who still, because that was one of my worries going into this season, it always happens. You can look at Chelsea, you can look at Juventus, there's those teams that win their domestic league and have a really good season, and then it's so, so difficult to build on that momentum, to build on that desire, and sometimes a little drop in desire, a little bit of drop in that real drive and hunger to go and win those trophies, that can really cost you. And I was hoping this season it wouldn't happen, and I'm sure Luis Enrique has really hammered into the players that no drop is at all acceptable. We've got to be on it every single game, we've got to give 100%, and we've got to have that drive going forward and continue to do well. We've had that this season, 9 points out of 9, really difficult games for us so far, we've come through them all. Now we've got a nice home game in the next week, we've got Champions League in midweek as well. I'll be here for all of those, back in front of the camera for you guys. I'll see you very, very soon. A fantastic result today. Leave your thoughts down below. But until then, Visca El Barça.